How's it going, everyone? My name is Jake, and getting right into it, a huge announcement. The Foam Battalion is finally hosting their first Nerf event. If you're not already aware, the Foam Battalion is not just this YouTube channel and an Instagram page, it is a Nerf club that I started. And I started it because while California does have a lot of really nice Nerf clubs and events that I could attend, they're a bit out of the way for me since I don't have very good transportation. Not to mention, where I live in the Antelope Valley, the Nerf community is pretty lackluster. So to hopefully build up that community and host my own events, I started the Foam Battalion. And after 2 years, we are finally officially having our first event, Foam and Fortune. So Foam and Fortune is going to be a public free-to-play event, and while it is free-to-play, we are going to be accepting any donations that you might have, whether it be tips, gear, ammo, blasters. And if you have something that you think we could use, we'd be greatly appreciated, but it's not required. This is a free-to-play event. You can show up and just have some fun. This event will be held May 25th at Manzanita Heights Park, starting at 11 a.m. going all the way till 4 p.m. with a lunch break at 2:30 to 3. Check-in starts at 10:30 with the first game starting around 11:15-ish. The moderators in attendance will of course be me, my girlfriend Bianca, and attending as well is going to be Kern County Foam Flingers, Big L, aka Lorenzo, or I guess Lorenzo, aka Big L. He's showing up there, he's going to be there. And if for any reason you do need a moderator will be identified by a yellow bandana, so both me, Bianca, and Lorenzo will all be wearing yellow bandanas. If you need anything, look for that bandana, look for one of us, and we'll help you out with whatever you may need. This event will also be open to those 16 and up, so if you're under 18, you have to at least be dropped off by a parent or guardian, and if there is no parent or guardian present when you are dropped off, then at the very least you need a phone call. And something that I really want to hammer home is that this is an event for everyone. Race, gender, sexuality, or your level in the hobby all do not matter here. Whether you're a pro, a beginner, you dabble in it a little bit, or maybe you've never held a Nerf blaster in your life, it does not matter. If you want to come here, fling some foam, have some fun, shoot some Nerf blasters, you are completely welcome. Nerf is for everyone, and if you're not okay with one of us, you're not okay with any of us. So if you show up and you end up being a nuisance, we're going to ask you to leave. We are not going to put up for any bigotry. This is for everyone. Anyone is welcomed, everyone is invited. If you can make it, come on down. Do note though, this is a 150 FPS game, so I think that would be considered super stock. There will be a stock game, but of course you can use whatever blasters you want. They don't need to hit 100 FPS, but if they hit over that, your blaster will not be allowed. And we are going to be safety checking every blaster. So when you check in, you are expected to present every blaster that you're going to play with. It'll be safety checked, it'll be FPS checked, and if it's safe, you can play with it. If not, then it needs to be put away or set aside. I can't promise that we'll be providing loaner blasters for the event, but we will definitely be providing ammo in limited quantities, those being Adventure Force Waffle Darts and Dart Zone Ruby Darts. And you're welcome to bring whatever ammo supply you want, just remember that you may not end up getting all of your ammo back. Another thing to remember is that if you fling foam, you're expected to pick up that foam. Everyone who shows up, everyone who plays is expected to assist in dart cleanup, and there will be dart cleanup in between games or rounds and during the lunch break at 2:30. And this may be the most important thing I'm going to say in this entire video. Please bring eye protection. It doesn't have to be anything fancy or special. You can literally go to Home Depot and get a pair of these. If you do not have eye protection, you will be asked to leave and you cannot play. That is just a safety hazard that I am not going to allow to pass. I'm so excited about this, I had to roll up my sleeves because I'm getting warm talking about it. But now, I shouldn't have to say it, but there's always that one guy who thinks it'll be okay. Do not bring any all black or realistically painted blasters to this event, please. The whole point we're able to play in public is because we have things that actually look like they are toys and not firearms. So if you make the toy look like a firearm, it makes things difficult for the rest of us. Your blaster should have an orange or at the very least brightly colored tip. So if you have a little bit of orange with an entirely black body, it's not enough. You need to have enough color for it to be identifiable as a toy. In the same vein, we're not allowing all black clothing or all camo clothing. Now I know goths exist. You can wear all black clothing in the sense of a shirt and pants. I just mean don't show up looking like you're about to cause crime. And similarly, you also shouldn't show up looking like you're about to play a role in the Expendables. Like, this is not Milson. You can maybe wear some camo pants and then a graphic shirt. That will be just fine. But if you are dressed head to toe in Flectarn, that's not okay. We also are allowing melee, shields, and throwables at this event. The only throwables allowed though are sock bombs or any official Nerf Z-bombs, hashtag Nerf brick. The only melee weapons that we're going to be allowing at this event are Enforce, official Nerf Enforce weapons. Nothing custom, no LARP melee weapons, just Enforce will do you good. Shields, there's no standard on the shield, just don't use the shield as a melee weapon. You're not going to tag someone by hitting them with your shield, so don't try it. And if your shield is deemed unsafe, then like the blasters, if it's unsafe, you can't use it. We also do work on a light, medium, and heavy ammo tier list. So light ammo is just your typical full-length dart, short dart, rifle ammo. Medium ammo is vintage ammo, as well as mega darts and vortex discs, if you have any of those. And ultra darts. Use some ultra darts. Those are kind of fun. Medium ammo will work like armor-piercing rounds, so if it hits a shield, that does count as a tag. And heavy ammo, if it hits a shield, it'll bust the shield, where it cannot be used for the rest of the round or game. That means Mega XL, Demolisher rockets, or Titan rockets and throwables can all bust shields. I've also thought of the idea to make that count for blasters as well. If your blaster gets hit by a rocket, maybe that busts the blaster as well. You gotta use something else. But we might have to test that out just in the field. And I'm just gonna go ahead and start reading off things that are not allowed at this event. So if you have these and you're thinking about bringing them, don't, because you won't be allowed to play. And if you become a nuisance and you try to insist on using these, you're probably gonna be asked to leave. So prepare yourself. No HPA blasters, no gel ball blasters, no Nerf grenades, no blowguns, no 50 cal foam balls, no Nerf hyper rounds. Those things suck to pick up. No zing bows, no homemade darts, no working lasers or flashlights, but you can use them without the battery. So it can be on the blaster, it just can't work. Drain blasters, super soakers, milsig blasters, and 40 max shells, all not allowed. There's also specific rules for people who want to use shields in melee, but you can read that in the document, which I will leave a link to the document for the entire event down in the description, and I highly recommend you read that and prep yourself for the event. If I feel it's necessary, I'll probably make videos on certain topics or sections of the document if I need to. Otherwise, you guys can ask questions about things in the comments below this video, on Instagram, or even DM us. Don't be afraid to DM us if you have a question. I'll most likely see it, and I for sure will reply if I see it. Unless it's something weird, then you'll probably get deleted and blocked. Also, to very quickly cover the honor system and what a tag is, if you do get tagged, just call your tag. There's no use in disputing it. Obviously, if there is a dispute, me, Bianca, or Lorenzo will handle it. Just call your tag. It's much simpler. And in a game where it doesn't really matter who wins, it's just easier. Try to exercise good judgment. We're all here for just safe, fair fun. As for what is a tag, which I feel is something I do need to define because for different clubs and different events it could be different, it's just whenever a dart or projectile hits you. Doesn't matter where it hits you. If it hits you on your foot, on your knee, on your shoulder, in the head, on your gear, on your blaster, if it hits you anywhere on your person, it is a tag and you must call it. If you're repeatedly not calling your tags and you're becoming a nuisance, I'll say it again, you may be at risk of being asked to leave. And the fun part, which will be in more detail in the document down below, we're going to cover very briefly the game modes that I would like to play at this event. So each game mode does have its own set of rules and victory conditions, but when actually playing the event and playing these game modes, we may want to workshop stuff on the fly and try to adjust things, maybe try it this way, see how it works that way, and if it doesn't work that way, we'll go back to this way, and just try stuff out. This is our first event and everything probably isn't going to go perfectly smoothly, so we'll probably tune stuff on the fly and you should be prepared for that. Game modes being played during this event will include Free For All, Brain Drain, which is just Team Deathmatch or clickers. We'll be doing an Awfuls round of Team Deathmatch. Probably the most competitive game we'll be playing is King of the Hill. And these next two game modes are some that I workshopped myself and I'm so excited to see how these go and how they play out. We have Medic, based on the middle school game Medic Ball, and we have Launch the Rocket. And that's about it for now. If you're planning to show up and play at Full Fortune, then it's almost mandatory that you read that document. It is linked down below, and it goes into a lot more detail than I can fit in this one video. This was meant to be just an announcement, but it did end up kind of becoming a primer or what to expect. But that document is really important, so if you're joining, please read it. And if you've watched this video and read the document and you still have questions, then like I said, feel free to leave a comment here on Instagram or DM us if you need to. If you have any tips or suggestions, you can leave those as well. For our first time event, we really do need all the help we can get, so we appreciate whatever you have to say. And of course, I'll be giving updates on the road to Full Fortune here and on Instagram. So if you're not subscribed yet, if you're not following yet, I highly suggest you do both, and I'll see you guys next time.